Okay, good morning. So this is my second attempt at vlogging in general. I have another set of vlogs from like 7 months ago, sorry, that never really took off. We have a super busy life, and I know that's not kind of an excuse. However, I would like to state it was ridiculously busy. So I started vlogging, and then we decided that it was time to move. So we moved out of our 2-bedroom, 1-bath situation into a much bigger house in a completely different side of town, and our current house is the house. New house. So ridiculously busy. There was a whole packing, then there's a toddler in the middle of all that. It was a whole thing. So long story short, this is my second attempt at vlogging, and because we are coming up on Christmas, I am doing Vlogmas. I feel like that's a very good space for me to try to get into. I know it is kind of an extreme way to get into doing YouTube videos, but I've always been a dive in the deep end kind of girl. So let's start talking kind of the channel and the direction the channel is going to go, and what I want to be able to do on YouTube. Things that speak to me specifically. Every year I pick a word, and that word becomes kind of the flag post for all of my goals for the year. Last year it was healthy. I wanted to be in a better mental health space, which I feel I am. I wanted to be healthier. I've lost 25 pounds since last year, which I know is 2 pounds per month, which is not as much, but while we were buying the house, I fell off my keto diet and gained a tiny bit back. But I managed to keep most of it off. I have much healthier relationships with my current mommy gang, which, yes, we call ourselves a mommy gang. I like to envision us as the pink ladies from Greece with jackets and the whole thing. And my head's a very fun place. So I feel like we're in a better place financially. We have a great house. I feel like I accomplished healthy. So with it being December, January's coming up very rapidly, and I like to use December to kind of plant my flag post for the next year. It's where I start to make decisions about what the word is going to be for the year, what the goals that surround that word are going to be, and move forward. In 2019, I'm going to use the word care. And not care like I don't care, but care like improving the types of care in my life. I want to improve my self-care. Because as a mom of a toddler, you get to a point where you're doing everything. You are making sure he's learning. You're making sure he's healthy. You're making sure all of his meals are healthy. You're making sure the house is always in a good state. Like, you get to the point. And notice I never mentioned me. I mentioned him. To a degree, I didn't even mention my husband, which is kind of awful. A lot of what I do makes my husband's life easier. It makes my baby's life amazing, but it leaves very little room for me. So I want to improve my self-care, and I want to develop routines that will also include healthy. I want to be healthier. I'm back on my keto diet. I want to improve the care in which I have relationships with my friends. That means sitting at home is really easy, and it's not stressful, and it tends to make life calm. However, that does not mean I'm seeing my friends as much as I'd love to. So I have to make a point of getting out of the house a certain number of times a week. I'm thinking at least once to go do something, and maybe have one person, or not one person, maybe have people over once a week. I have a big, beautiful house. I might as well use it. The care I put into the relationship with my husband. We don't always take time to do date night, and that's a problem. That will lead to other problems in the future. A lack of intimacy, a lack of closeness, and I don't want that for us. We're an amazing couple. I want us to always be an amazing couple. The care and attention I give my work life. Like, I do a lot at work, and everyone at my work does. But I need to make sure I'm putting my efforts into the correct places. Like, I want to learn video editing. Ta-da, YouTube. I can go from web design into video editing as well. And I think that makes me a more valued employee, so I want to do it. I also want to put care into YouTube. I feel like it is one of those situations where I don't want to look back and be like, God, I wish I had just taken more time for blank. For my friends, for myself, for my kid, for the ability to do YouTube. I've been putting YouTube off for 10, 15 years now. It's something I've wanted to do this long. Clearly, it's not going away. Okay. Care. Aha. Let's get back to care. Another thing I want to do is, this runs along the lines of YouTube and work. I don't know why I did that. I'm hoping that Vlogl will make me a little more, or a little less awkward on camera and a little more polished. It's kind of hilarious. I'm comfortable talking to you, but like out of nowhere, I'm like gesturing with my hands in ways I don't when I talk to people around me. It's a little silly. I want to put care into learning the skill of video editing. I've been watching this guy for years, Peter McKinnon. Yeah, I know, that's like name dropping Steve Jobs on YouTube. It's ridiculous. He's absolutely freaking fantastic. And if you ever see this, Peter, just know you're amazing. And I've actually considered like planning a trip to Canada just to come meet you and thank you. God, I hope you see this. This is partially your fault. And I'm okay with that. Ooh, Tunnel does weird things to my camera. I am so sorry about the lighting. Peter, don't look at this. Don't look at this. This is bad. This is bad. Okay, that's a bit more like I talk to my friends. But he's been doing these After Effects videos where he's teaching me all his shiny tricks. Well, not me, but everybody. But I'm going to take it as me because, ooh, smog. Well, not smog, exhaust. This is where you immediately hit that inside air only button drastically, and it's bad. That guy needs to clean his everything. But he's been teaching all these amazing After Effects tricks. He usually teaches photography tricks, which are valuable. I love photography. I think photography, I've always loved photography. I've been doing photography since I was like 15. Not telling you my current age. Not because I'm ashamed of it, but because half the time I really don't know. I just stopped. I don't care to track it anymore in my life. I am the age I am. And those are valuable, and I love them. And he has taught me a lot of tricks, and I fully admit I downloaded his Lightroom filters to put on my camera. The new fall pack is amazing. I'm not sure which one I like most. I like North, and I like Wolfswood. Those so far are my favorite. So my Instagram feed, but sometimes he teaches Premiere tutorials, and those are very valuable. I feel like I've picked up, between him and the guy who's helping me at work, I've picked up quite a bit. But now I got to use it. And then he started showing me After Effects stuff. My favorite is the tracking text to an object. I want my videos to start focusing on one of three things, and eventually I will do an actual welcome video and a mission statement video and give everybody a better idea, a more polished look. But you're going to hear it first here because you're this far into the video, so I might as well talk to you about the actual YouTube channel. I've kind of figured out in life, in my life at least, and in most people's life that I've talked to, there are three types of relationships, or three categories. I'm not going to say types, three categories of relationships. I can break things down into these three buckets. There is my relationship with myself. This is all self-care, self-love, checking in on my mental health, dealing with my health. It is the way I treat myself. Another bridge, I'm sorry. It is the way in which I treat myself on a daily basis and the effort I put into me. Then there is my relationship with my significant other. This does not have to be male, female, binary, everybody. The person you are romantically attached to is a second relationship, type of relationship, or category. We're going to say category. Second category of relationship. Most people only have one person. Now, the reason this is a separate category is because A, it is a separate person. And that means that you have to take in their thoughts, their wants, their needs, their desires into your life. And all of your judgments have to be based around this other person as well. You can't just make a unilateral, or let me say that, you shouldn't make a unilateral decision that will alter the other person's life unless you know 100% the decision you are choosing is what they would want you to choose. John and I tend to be on the same page about a lot of things, and there's another tunnel coming up, sorry. John and I tend to be on the same page about a lot of things. So, I can walk into a furniture store and be like, he'd love that. And he probably does. Okay, this is where this is going to verge onto my nerdiness as well. Actually, no, I don't have my bracelet. Never mind. I was going to circle around Centennial Olympic Park and do the Poke Loop, as I call it, because I play Pokemon Go. If you play Pokemon Go, feel free to do. I will be friends with you, and we can send gifts back and forth. Thanks. That's a different channel. The third category of relationship is one step removed. This is going to be family and friends. I debated a long time as to where to put kids, because a lot of my decisions for my child sway the direction John and I tend to go. But again, that's John and I go. So to a degree, I'm putting kids in the third category. I may change that. I may change it from significant other to direct family. This does not include grandparents. This does not include siblings. This would actually straight up be you, your significant other, and any children you choose to have or don't choose to have. The third category being friends or family. I'm going to call that tribe, or village. This is the grouping of people you have chose to have in your life that in some way make your life better. And they should. Your friends should make your life better. Not harder, not worse, better. Now, this doesn't mean you're not going to argue. I've been on the outs with a few friends before, and I say outs, really it was just we super disagreed, and it took us a day or two to kind of get to a point where we could agree to disagree. It's just how it is. Family, you can't pick family, but you can pick the frequency and quality of interaction you have with them. I have a lot of cousins that I don't get to see that often, which is really sad because I miss them. But I grew up with them, so we have very strong bonds from childhood. But I fully admit I don't keep track of their lives the way I would have had we still all lived in the same city, because we're all spread out. It's just true. It's nothing horrible. It's just the way society works now, which is actually part of what spawned this. Is when we lived in smaller cities and smaller villages, I mean, up to like the 1950s, someone was born in a city, they may not ever leave. Like, they may grow up and die in the same city, which meant they had the same amount of friends the entire time. We don't do that anymore. Like, most people will move for job, for life, for love, all the reasons. Just for wanderlust. So this is me trying to throw something out into the world and say, hey, this is ways we can take better care of ourselves and others around us that we love. And I'm pulling in, so I'm going to have to kill this now because it gets real dark in here. So have a great day. Love you all.